Yes.
Excellent. So things are
Okay.
working. So we can say good evening. Welcome on to Tuesday Night Magic Theatre. Um, so from all of us here to all of you out there in Zoom land and in Facebook land, hi there. We're going to hand you over to our gallery. Those in Facebook will see the gallery, so everyone in the gallery can say hi Facebook, hello everybody, and wave and say good night, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. Okay, so this is this is slightly different. Yes, although we've got a video coming up, we have the presenter of the video is going to come on first and talk about the video. So I have no idea what this is leading to, but here we go. Mike Shaw.
Hello, magicians and magic fans. In rehearsing for this next effect, which involves a mysterious box of keys, I found that I had a little difficulty because you can hear my voice now on the microphone fine, but the sound of the keys in the box on Zoom, even the closing of the box, it doesn't come out as clear as I would have liked. So what I decided to do was make a video of it and then put the sound back in manually. So I just wanted to let you know that's why I made the video. If in performing it live, I actually have a little speaker and I can play the music, etc. With this. So I just put it all together and I hope you like this treatment of it. So roll tape. Many years ago, in the bustling streets of New York City, there lived a painter named Samuel. And Samuel was known in his craft for painting and restoring public buildings and painting the interiors of New York's wealthy and famous. But hidden beneath his artistic talents lay a secret fascination with the mystical and the unknown. And it must have been this interest in the esoteric which led to the strange occurrences I am about to share. Samuel was painting the apartment of a museum curator, and he came upon a box. It looked quite ordinary, a cigar box filled with keys, ancient keys. And he was fascinated by this because, you see, Samuel had his own collection of keys which he had picked up over the years at his various painting jobs. You see, his clients and city officials would give him a spare key so he could go about his work. Some of these keys were very special. Each of Samuel's keys had a story, a strange tale of its own, and not all of the keys came from reputable people. This folding key was given to him by a mafia boss when Samuel was contracted to paint inside the jail at Rikers Island. Samuel was to hand off the key to a certain prisoner. I'll save that story for another time. And Samuel once painted the apartment of Harry Houdini. The two got to talking, and Samuel explained that he had seen Houdini jump off a bridge and escape from a packing crate. Houdini gave him this handcuff key. Houdini said he didn't need it anymore because the handcuffs were at the bottom of the East River. And this key, with its interesting bit and cloverleaf top, belonged to the young Frances Perkins, who lived in Greenwich Village before she served Roosevelt as United States Secretary of Labor from 1933 to 1945. She drafted Social Security legislation and was the first woman member of a presidential cabinet. If you were carrying this key in New York City, if you were caught with this, you could be arrested. This key is a special key that was used by firefighters, police, emergency workers, and city officials. It opens fireboxes, subway conductor doors, and elevators. It can bring an elevator down to the bottom floor and hold it there. And even today, if you look at some older subway cars, you will see in the keyhole the shape of this key. And now to continue the story about the museum curator's apartment. Samuel was in the apartment, and he noticed in this box a strange, eerie glow. There was one key in particular that stood out from the rest, and this key began to move in the box and rattle. And he stepped back. He thought maybe there was a rat in the box. He was a little bit surprised. And yet, some strange force made Samuel take the key and bring it home. Well, Samuel didn't know what to do at first because the key had this eerie glow, so he put it in a drawer under his wife's handkerchiefs. And then suddenly one day, his wife screamed. The key had begun to move. So Samuel put the key in the box with the other keys, closed the box, and put it in the bottom of a closet in the hallway. And he never collected keys again. And yet once in a while, in the middle of the night, he would hear a rattling sound coming from the box, or he'd hear a scraping sound, or he'd hear even a strange knocking sound on the box. But only he could hear it, no one else. And sometimes he'd hear whispers of voices in the night in different languages, which he didn't understand. Eventually, this subsided. His young grandson became fascinated with Harry Houdini and began reading stories about Houdini and his escapes and his keys, his collection of keys. Imagine my surprise when my grandfather, Samuel, told me that he had a handcuff key that belonged to Harry Houdini. And yes, I recognized that key. I had seen it in a picture of Harry Houdini and his handcuff keys. And it was a handcuff key that belonged to Harry Houdini. And I was certainly thrilled when my grandfather gave me this box of keys and he told me the stories of each of the keys. But when he told me the story of this strange key that he found in the museum curator's apartment, I picked it up and held it in my hands, and a chill went through my body. Yes, to me it also had an eerie glow and a strange feeling. It was colder than the rest of the keys. And I remember when I laid it on my hand the first time and watched it, it seemed to take on a life of its own, and it began to move as if under its own power. And it seemed to me that the key was haunted in some way. Did it contain the spirit of someone who was wrongly imprisoned in a jail cell and perhaps executed? Or was it the key to some cemetery crypt of some restless soul? I would never know, but I do want to thank you for letting me share with you the legacy of my grandfather's keys and the haunted key.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Mike. Oh,
Well, my hair's standing on end.
yeah, yeah. Shivers down my backbone. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Mike. That was really, really good. And that's all we've got time for tonight, isn't it? So, do you want to just run through who we had on the show tonight, Robina?
Well, we certainly had a great show. Open with me. So next, Franklin Williams. Thank you.
Oh.
It was so wonderful to have you. I'm so glad. And please come back often. Roy Stone, thank you very much. And I'm glad you were able to be here, even though you weren't sure if you're going to make it or not. As Patrick and Mike Shaw, that was very spooky. Yes, my hair's still standing on end. Thank you. Tommy Burnett, so glad that you sent us a video, even though you went to visit your family. Kevin, as always, you were wonderful. So always have such imaginative things and so well done. I'm very glad you're here.
And finally, just a little, get ready to say good night to Facebook, everybody. So bye, Facebook. Good night from all of us here on Tuesday Night Magic Theatre. Don't forget, we have our UK show tomorrow, the Open My Magic show, 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. New York time. So from all of us to all of you, have a great week. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.